This is a photo of me at 18 years old. It was my first year, second semester in college, and at the time I had no knowledge about personal finance, credit cards, mortgages, or anything of that sort. Now flash forward 7 years later, I am much more knowledgeable in that area and learn a lot more about credit cards, investing, and various things like that. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm a computer engineer based in the United States, and this channel goes over all things related to engineering, finances, and personal development. So in this video, I thought it'd be really interesting to talk about my plan and what steps I'm going to take in order to become a millionaire by the time I'm 31. And these have come from my own personal experience on what has worked, what hasn't, as well as psychological studies available to the public. So with that, I'm going to get started. So the very first thing is living below your means. It wasn't until my third year in college where I actually got a substantial amount of money as an intern. I think I was getting paid about $24 an hour, and I was working about 10 hours a week. At the time, I was saving money, putting it into my savings account, and it was good for a while, but I didn't realize that, oh, I could probably be doing something else with this. It wasn't until later on when I started working full time that I really didn't want to do this. I didn't want this 9-to-5 work schedule, and I couldn't imagine myself working there for the next 40 years. In order to get around this, I thought, is it possible to not do this? Is it possible to not work for the rest of your life? I can't remember what exactly prompted me to do this, but I decided to search online on if you actually have to work for that long. And lo and behold, I found a bunch of resources and information about investing, specifically financial independence, and how there have been people who have saved up enough money to live off of. Through that, I was able to learn about ETFs, REITs, and asset allocation. I also learned about the Trinity study. So what that study basically said is that if you live on 4% of your income, then you'll be good for at least the next 30 years. You'll have about a 90% success rate. If you have at least 25 times your annual expenses, then you'll be good for the rest of your life, or at least very likely you will be. That really opened my eyes and made me realize, okay, well, I'm going to start investing more often. I'm going to start investing as much as I can, and I'm going to make sure that I don't spend as much as what I'm getting. So I'm going to live below my means. I'm going to cut back on anything that I don't need. Things such as like nice clothes or jewelry or anything like that, those don't really mean anything to me, so I don't worry about it. And I'm happy with going to Target or Walmart for those various things and just getting it there. And through that, I made sure that I also invested all of the money that I wasn't spending. When I started working as a full-time engineer in 2020, I immediately maxed out my 401k as well as my Roth IRA. I was able to then add more money into an after-tax account in my employer 401k. And right now I'm saving about 70% of my annual income in order to build up my nest egg so that I could live on the 4% that's there without having to take out the principal. Eventually the nest egg is going to be about $1 million, maybe a little over, but that is my goal, so that I could live on 4% of that amount. The next thing I plan to do is to work on incomes that are more passive. So right now I am a salaried employee, so I am getting a set income every year, which is good, and my employer provides very good benefits. However, when I decide to leave my job, or I think I am financially independent and I have that $1 million, I do plan on quitting, and when I do that, I do want to have some other income streams that'll help support me if things are rough, so that way I don't have to worry so much about having a certain amount taken out every year, and I could rely more on the other income streams. And if something were to go south, say the market is down for the next 3-4 years, I won't have to be as stressed out about that, and because I do have these other backup income streams. And some of those passive income streams are still in work, so things like this YouTube channel. Other things would be ETFs with high dividends, as well as rental income. So those are the 3 that I'm focusing on right now. And not only will it help decrease stress if the stock market were to go south, but it'll also help me push me towards my direction of $1 million right now until I'm 31. And the next thing is utilizing others. So what I mean by that is those who are more experienced in me than I am. There's also the saying that you want to be around someone who knows more than you, because you want to be able to improve yourself and better yourself in one way or another. So I do know a lot about finances. I know a lot about personal finance and investing, but I don't know everything. And so that's where I would look to others like financial advisors, probably accountants or tax advisors. I will turn towards them and ask them, hey, is there any way that you could help me or anything that I could do to improve my chances of hitting my financial goals by the time I'm 31? I think that that's very important, and that's what I plan on doing there. The next thing I'm going to do is educate myself. I know in the previous one I would be utilizing others and their knowledge, but I also want to learn how to do it on my own so that I don't completely rely on them. While I'm probably getting advice and help from others, I'm also going to push myself to learn more about finances, read more books, watch more videos. There is one book, Quit Like a Millionaire by Christy Shen. She has this concept where money is time instead of time is money. That's where you save enough money to buy yourself your future time back and be able to invest that money so that you don't have to work for the rest of your life. She also goes over other things such as the 4% rule, which I had mentioned earlier, and how to implement that into your own life. And she also goes over her portfolio, so how many bonds and stocks she has, and how her portfolio is handled throughout the 2008 crisis. All of that information is very important, and I think you should definitely give that book a read if you're interested in that. It really helped me figure out my asset allocation for my circumstances and how much I should probably save, as well as gives me some reassurance that even if the market is going down, you'll be okay if you're at that 4% or lower. You're not likely going to run out of money, and if you are, there are ways to buffer yourself from getting to that point so that you don't have to take out to your principal, and she also goes over that as well in the book. And lastly is to track progress. So what I have been doing and what I'm going to continue doing is looking at my investment portfolio every 6 months and see where my asset allocation is at. So if it's not where it was when I initially invested, so say I had 20% bonds and 80% stocks, if I have now 70% stocks and 30% bonds, then I'm going to sell 10% of those bonds and buy 10% stocks, so that it is then again 80-20. And I'm also going to check to see how much money I'm actually making, not only from my job, but also from my passive income streams. So I'm not going to be focused mainly on climbing like the corporate ladder or getting salary raises or anything like that. I'm going to focus my time and energy on building up those passive income streams so that I'll still have some money coming in. So those are the things I'm going to be focusing on until I hit $1 million. So thank you guys for watching to the end. If you guys found this video helpful or useful in any way, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you have any other video suggestions, please leave it in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.